Please help support the channel by visiting our Amazon store, affiliate link below. Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel, and you know, Hollywood is just in a state of panic right now, an utter state of panic. This ever since the whole Weinstein thing happened, as I think the term I used before was like trickle down. Out of anything in history that's ever really had a trickle down effect, this is it. And we're seeing a lot of people straight up get accused of sexual assault, sexual harassment, all of these things. And it's insane what's happening. And I've talked about it a lot on this channel, but this one struck me. Oh man, this one struck me by surprise. When George Takei got accused of sexually harassing a male model back in the 80s, and he's actually come out now and very much denied it, saying here in USA Today that the Star Trek actor and social activist George Takei is facing sexual assault charges from an alleged 1981 encounter with a former model and actor. Scott Brunton told The Hollywood Reporter in a report filed Friday that he was groped by Takei, now 80, at the actor's Los Angeles condominium. This happened a long time ago, but I've never forgotten it, Brunton said, adding, "I felt really betrayed. I thought I was a friend, and here I am later, just another piece of meat." And yeah, you know, these accusations, like you said, these accusations have been flying around. They've been just everywhere. You know, at this point now, the question is, when is Tom Hanks going to get it? Richard Dreyfuss was accused. I mean, you know, a lot of other people have been getting their names thrown out there of certain things, and you're wondering now, when is it going to hit like the top tier? You know, when are we going to find out that like Steven Spielberg was caught having sex with Bruce on the set of Jaws? Like, are we going to find out about that? You know, did George Lucas sexually expose himself to Warwick Davis on the set of freaking of Willow or something? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. The speculation, like, clearly a joke, but what is going to happen next, especially now? But the thing is, though, like I said, here he's denying it, and that's something that you haven't seen a lot of. You've seen Jeremy Piven deny it. CBS has been investigating Piven, but there's been no gigantic major social backlash, whereas Kevin Spacey and Louis C.K. have effectively seen their careers utterly destroyed by coming out and admitting any wrongdoing. So this is what we're going to see. The denial will come with probably not a lot after that, but people who fall on their swords are watching their entire livelihoods be taken away. Now, Takei himself denied the allegations in a series of tweets, saying here, "Friends, I'm writing to respond to the accusations made by Scott Brunton. I want to assure you that I'm as shocked and bewildered at these claims as you must be." In fact, he goes on here to say, the events that he described back in the 1980s simply did not occur, and I do not know why he has claimed them now. I've racked my brain to ask if I remember Mr. Brunton, and I cannot say that I do, but I do take these claims seriously, and I want to provide my response thoughtfully and not out of the moment. Right now, it is a he said situation over alleged events nearly 40 years ago. But those who know me understand that non-consensual acts are so antithetical to my values and my practices. The very idea that someone would accuse me of this is quite personally painful. Brad, who is 100% beside me on this as my life partner of more than 30 years and now my husband, stands fully by my side. I cannot tell you how vital it is to have his unwavering support and love in these difficult times. Thanks to many of you out there for the kind words and trust. It means so much to us. Yours in gratitude. And see, here's the thing too. This first response right here. This is where I want you to see the difference between certain responses when these allegations come out. So you got Cody B here saying, "Amazing that so many people in this thread assume that you are guilty and further assume that your denial makes you even guiltier for something over 40 years ago." All right. Now apply that logic in essence to Roy Moore, okay, and the allegations made against him. Something over 40 years ago, 32-year-old man making out with a 14-year-old girl or engaging in sex with a 14-year-old girl. No way near right at all, period. But the point I'm trying to get to here is, like, just look at the allegations that have been made. And then the immediate, oh, he's a pedophile, even though that's not even the correct term. He's a child molester. That's more the correct term. You know, all of these things have been made all the time. But then you've got George Takei here, who is an ally, right? Who is a well-known activist in Hollywood, has been ever since he discovered memes and how to benefit off them in a very, very solid way. And that's where we find ourselves right now, is in this situation. And I love this too, this defense that comes out, especially if you come over here to the Daily Kos, who has this very interesting piece about it. I don't know if I want to call it a think piece. It's more of an op-ed. But it just, when it comes down here, I'm just going to really focus on this. Her reasoning why it's a weak case is that there's only one accuser. Now, tell me that logic does not necessarily apply in many other cases. Okay, like it just, is there a set limit on accusers that matter more than other accusers? Is there a set limit that they need to hit, a threshold they need to hit in order for it to be considered more credible than others? That's a valid question. Now, she says here that the Washington Post, in breaking the Moore story, was very careful to make a strong case and so cover its ass legally by making sure that there were 4 accusers who did not know each other and did not approach the reporters in the first place. Their stories resemble each other, revealing a distinctive pattern of sexually predatory behavior. The Hollywood Reporter, in its Takei story, on the other hand, is relying on 1 accuser plus 4 of his friends. Now, there is, you know, you got to be laughing at this like I am on the inside. I'm just laughing at this, where it's like the listen and believe mentality only applies when it happens to, you know, one of your friends, one of your allies. But when it's someone that differs from you on a political or ideological level, ooh boy, it's a weak case. This is my entire problem with the whole situation involving #MeToo and everything that's happened as a result of Weinstein. I'm not saying that there are people out there aren't predatory and that aren't insanely crazy on it in a number of ways and haven't done very bad things. I need to be called out for that. But what we're seeing here is this defense of people that we like, and then this attack of people that we don't, all while ignoring the same element, you know, the same necessary requirement of due process. You know, like I said at the beginning of this, Jeremy Piven has been accused by, I think, 3 women now, and CBS is investigating, but his show, like the Wisdom of the Crowd or whatever it is, that's still on the air. He hasn't been pulled. He hasn't been sidelined. He hasn't been benched. And I believe this has to do with the fact that he has, in fact, denied the allegations. And he's come out and kind of pushed back against the narrative, whereas people like Louis C.K. and Kevin Spacey didn't do that. And even Harvey Weinstein, to some extent, like there's enough there that makes you go, ooh, investigations. But Kevin Spacey and Louis C.K. And even Alec Baldwin coming out ahead of time and saying, well, I've been a sexist bully, right? Like, you see them falling on their sword in hopes of trying to protect their career in the long run, and it's having the absolute other effect. Whereas Takei here comes out and he denies it, and the original is like, oh, well, it's a weak case, it was one person. It was one person and a few of their friends. But haven't we heard very similar stories from other people that have been accused? It was one person and a few of their friends they told about at the time, 15, 20 some odd years ago. Again, I'm not saying these things didn't happen. I'm asking for equality in treatment of the allegations, that due process be followed, that investigations follow the evidence wherever it may lead, whether or not it leads to a charge and possible conviction or, disproving the allegation entirely. These are things we should be pushing for as a society. And as I've pointed out many times before, all it's going to take for all of this to really just go away, in terms of that, making it all kind of end, I should say, making the Me Too hashtag end and just be obliterated, is going to be one high profile accusation that is provably false, right? If you get one high profile accusation that is provably false, it's going to destroy every single thing that has been said. And that might be dismissed by some people out there. Like, how can you dismiss it? Clearly there's predators in Hollywood. And I agree, there are. Now, when I lived there, there were people that, like, you heard stories about, but you don't really know how much of it is true. There were some actors that I met that, yeah, were really, really, really douchey, right? But, like, you hear stories, people are like that, and so you want these stories to be told. But when it comes to this witch hunt mentality we're seeing right now as a result, this is where we find ourselves. And this is, like I said, we are voyeuristic people. The craziness that has surrounded this situation, in my opinion, stems highly from reality television, and our voyeuristic need to see into the lives of celebrities. This is nothing more than a gossip magazine's wet dream. This is going to allow them to basically fund themselves for years to come, because just like Radar Online and National Enquirer, they can post any salacious rumor they want under the guise of, well, this is what we were heard, we're not reporting it ourselves, someone made it up, because they have the freedom to do so. They never fact check, they never verify, and in the end, allegations run rampant. And once those allegations are out there, you can't get rid of them. That is not how the world works, because somebody might get one piece of information, and that one piece of information completely is their mindset going forward. It just dictates their mindset. And then later on, the truth comes out, and that piece of information is either not true, it's entirely fabricated, it's made up, or maybe the details aren't as what they knew. It doesn't matter. They've already made up their mind. They've already determined it, and that's where their mind is going to sit. And like I said, once that genie's out of the bottle, for good or for bad, it's just the way that it is. It stays out. You can't put it back in. And that's why these allegations, these things need to be taken with the utmost seriousness. And it does fall very much on the news media to start handling it with that regard. If someone comes to them and says, oh, I have a story about X actor, go, okay, cool, go to the police. But no, I want to tell you, we'll talk about it, but go file a police report first. Establish a paper trail, do their due diligence, and not just try to get clicks. And that's where a lot of this salaciousness is coming from, the media trying to do just that. And all they're doing is putting people in the crosshairs, because those crosshairs generate lots of money in ad revenue for the sites that are publishing them. Hey guys, that wraps up this video. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do so below. I love to read your guys' input. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help me in the YouTube algorithm. If you want to support the channel, there's the Amazon affiliate store, there's PayPal, there's Patreon, there's Bitcoin. And if you're bored and you want something else to watch, check out 3 Buck Theater up here. My name is Matt Jarbo. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a wonderful day. Peace out.